Today we're going to be talking about the surface area of triangular prisms. So some characteristics to remember about triangular prisms is they have two triangular bases, right? Prisms always have two bases, and the shape of the base determines the 3D shape. And then it has three lateral faces because a triangle has three sides. So the three side lengths represent the three lengths of the rectangles. That's what we're going to be focusing on here. So the base length of the three rectangular lateral faces are the same as the lengths of the three side lengths of the triangle, and the height of the prism is the measure that connects the two triangular bases to each other. So I'm going to use the colors yellow, pink, and blue to represent the three side lengths of the triangle. I'm going to do yellow for the small, pink for the medium, and blue for the largest side. So looking at this first example here, I'm looking at my triangle. I have 3, 4, and 5. The smallest side length that I see is 3. I'm going to highlight that side length there. And then on my net, I'm looking for the small rectangle, which is here. I'm going to highlight that in yellow as well. If the bottom is yellow, then the top is yellow. And I'm going to label that should be 3 centimeters. I'm also going to look at if we think about our triangular prisms, when we fold it, this side and this side fold together. So they have to be the same length. So these two sides would fold together. So I'm going to highlight that part of the base as well and label it 3. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pink highlighter. I'm going to highlight the medium side of the triangle. So we've got 4 and 5. So I'm highlighting that length there, finding my medium rectangle here, highlighting the base of it. If the bottom is 4, then the top is 4 as well. Last, I'm going to take my blue highlighter to highlight the last and final, the longest side of the triangle here, which is this side length of 5. Highlight the biggest rectangle here with blue. Those both should be 5. And again, same thing over here. This side folds up into that part of the triangle. So these two sides fold together. So I'm going to highlight this side length of the triangle and label it 5. So again, I should be making the realization that we have 3, 4, and 5 as the side lengths of the triangle. We have 3, 4, and 5 as the side lengths of the rectangle. The last thing that we need, the only other measure that's given to us, is this length of 11. That's the height or the depth of the prism because it's connecting the two bases to each other. So that is going to be our height or our depth of the prism here, which is a distance of 11. Now that we've filled all these in, we can actually calculate the surface area. So I'm going to find the area of each. We have a rectangle here, base of 3, height of 11. 3 times 11 is 33. We have the rectangle here, base of 4, height of 11. 4 times 11 is 44. This rectangle, base of 5, height of 11. 5 times 11 is 55. Biggest thing now with our triangles is, first of all, identifying the base and height, but then also remembering that our formula is not just base times height, it's base times height divided by 2. So, when we think about this, we have the right angle is not necessarily given to us, but we should know, first of all, by looking at it, that it's a right angle. But as I said, the two smaller sides of the triangle should always match up as the base and height. So our base is 4, our height is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Divided by 2 gives me an area of 6. If my bottom triangle is 6, my top triangle is 6. Now I have all my measures that I can add up. 33 plus 44 plus 55 plus 6 plus 6. So when you're adding, you should have those 3 rectangular lengths, and then you should have 2 of the same bases. And when we add those together, we should get 144 centimeters squared. All right, next one. So I'm going to take my 3 highlighter colors, I'm going to look at my triangle, okay? Finding of the 3, what's my smallest side? And highlight it yellow. So the smallest side of the triangle here is 5. The medium side length I'm going to highlight in pink, that is 12. The longest side length I'm going to highlight in blue, that is 13. Now over here, looking at our rectangles, it's kind of oriented a little bit differently, but we can still find of these 3 rectangles, my smallest one is right here. So I'm going to highlight that. It should match up with our smallest side there of 5. My medium-sized rectangle is this one right here, which should be our pink side. So I'm highlighting those both in pink. I'm also going to label these. So this was 5 and 5. This was 12 and 12. I need to remember then that if this side is pink, these 2 would fold together. So this should be pink as well. And then my largest side with my largest rectangle should be blue, and those are side lengths of 13. And again, these 2 should fold together. So I'm highlighting that in blue as well, and this should be 13. The last length that is given to us, the only thing we haven't used yet, is this length of 18. That is talking about the height or the depth of the prism. And if you think about it, we've got this horizontal length here, we've got this horizontal length here. So the length that connects the 2 bases to each other, all highlighted in green, that is all a length of 18. Now let's go ahead and find the area. Looking at this rectangle here, we have 18 times 12, which is, let's calculate that, 216. Right here we have 18 times 5, which is 90. Right here we have 18 times 13, which is 234. Then our triangles, don't forget that it's base times height divided by 2. So our base is 12, our height is 5. Again, it should be the 2 smaller sides of the triangle. 12 times 5 is 60, divided by 2 is 30. If my left base is 30, my right base should be 30. So let's go ahead and add it. We've got 234 plus 90 plus 216 plus our first base of 30 and our second base of 30. If we add those all up, we should get a total of 600 centimeters squared. All right, one more and then on to the U-try. So I'm going to highlight the 3 side lengths. Again, yellow is for my small side. Pink is for my medium side. Blue is for the longest side. Same thing on our triangular prism here. Yellow for the small, pink for the medium, blue for the longest side. I'm going to label those. We had 6, 8, and 10. 6, 8, and 10. I know that these 2 will fold together, so this is also going to be 6. And I know that these 2 fold together, so this should also be 10. Last thing, finding the height of our prism that connects the 2 bases to each other. We've got this vertical height, matches up with these vertical heights here. The only length that's not on the triangles, which is 12. Now we can find the areas. This rectangle, we've got a base of 6, a height of 12, which is an area of 72. This one, base of 8, height of 12, which is an area of 96. This one, base of 10, height of 12, which is an area of 120. Our two smaller sides of the triangle match up for the base and height. 8 times 6 is 48, but we have to divide that by 2 to get 24. If our base on the bottom is 24, our base on the top is 24. And now we add 72 plus 96 plus 120 plus 24 plus 24 gives us a total of 336 meters squared. Go ahead and try on your own.